have a Google Hangouts on your phone. You have that?
Ooh, Michael's already in the call here. Hold on.
Oh shit! I'm on.
Yeah, we just went live.
Oh man, my bad, guys.
That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and tell everybody hi, since we're thrown off by this unexpected live caller at the beginning of the podcast.
That's one way to get a new intro going, Rich.
Exactly. Yeah. That'll. Well, there he goes. He just left. Uh, he'll be back later. But anyway, it's Monday night. I hope all you guys had a good start to the week. We have Chris here.
Yo,
We're gonna go over some stats here from the first 7 weeks, and we're gonna make an announcement here in a couple of minutes about some changes we're gonna make to the league. Nothing major, just it's gonna affect everyone in the league for sure. So with that, we're going to start with the slider announcement. We're gonna make changes to the sliders starting. In fact, I already made the changes, so we'll be ready to go. Hey, Dennis.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Doing good. We're making a slider announcement here. Give me a minute. We are gonna change. Let me pull up the exact stats here. We're gonna bump up quarterback accuracy from 48 to 50, I believe. It's not a huge jump, but you're going to see a difference in accuracy for sure. Because in the test league, that's where we've had it, and your elite quarterbacks won't have those stupid throws that go all over the field, and your shitty quarterbacks will still make shitty throws from time to time, just not as often. So we think that's going to help to fix the interception issue that we have with guys on track to throw 40 or more interceptions this season. Even though we know a lot of it's bad passes, it's not all bad passes. A lot of it has to do with quarterback accuracy. So we're going to go up on that.
you know what? I think just having it so not every single interception's caught is going to help a ton.
Yeah, and well, we're changing that too. We're going to go down on interceptions 5 points to 55. It's not going to make the biggest difference in the world, but you are going to see interceptions dropped for sure. We were hesitant to go down any further than that because, like we've talked about before, the interception slider doesn't just affect interceptions; it affects coverages also. So I would be afraid to go down to 50 or even 45 and then start having guys putting up ridiculous passing numbers.
I do have something to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
If we want to lower like the sliders and stuff, why don't we just put it on All Pro?
Well, we tried All Pro at the beginning whenever Chris and I were testing sliders, and it felt like with all Madden sliders they were easier to kind of maneuver with. I guess you could really stop the deep passes on as far as ad catching goes.
Okay.
So that was the main reason that we went with all Madden. It was just a little bit easier to keep the game harder without making it too hard.
I think we also saw a lot of players warping to the ball and stuff when we were in All-Pro too, didn't we?
Yeah, that was another big issue. I guess because we went up so high on all the coverage sliders. Coverages were at like 85, 90. We had reaction time way up there. Interceptions were pretty low. Even whenever we went up, you had guys warping all over the field. When we went to all Madden, it was a little bit smoother for user versus user games.
Okay.
The other slider change we made was pass blocking. Since we're getting so many sacks, we're going to go up from, I believe, 48 to 51 or 49 to 51. I'm not sure which one it is, but that's going to make a pretty big difference for pass blocking. You're going to notice that you're going to be able to actually run play action passes now. Even though it's a slight bump, you have that little bit more time to get the ball off. And that should also help with turnovers as far as interceptions go, because you won't be in such of a rush to get the ball off all the time. And that's really the only ones we're going to be changing. Pass coverage is going to go up to 63 from 58 because of the interception slider going down. So hopefully we see some just passes getting batted down and not just picked off every time now. What do you guys think?
I'm good with whatever changes we make as long as everybody else is on board. So I don't really have any I don't have anything to say on them really.
Okay.
I know
Well,
the pass blocking is going to help me, so I'm fine with that. I think you know that too.
yeah, yeah. Uh, we did. We tried out doing the slow game speed as opposed to normal that we're at now, but one of the guys didn't like it too much, Chris. So
I think that I think like I said, my biggest thing with that was just it was such a adjustment for people who haven't played on slow. I mean, it's definitely something we could look into. I think in the off season, but as I think that's definitely got to be something that you go through the whole season with. I don't think you can change that halfway.
yeah, that's fine with me. Um, let's see here. Oh, damn, we have.
Rich firing shots early. That one hurt.
Hey. I was just calling you out. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but you know, had to get that in there. So that's the really that's the biggest announcement. I'll say the biggest. That's the bigger announcement we're gonna have tonight because that's we didn't want to advance before making that announcement. We wanted to make sure all you guys knew about it before we go to the advance, and that way you know what to expect coming in week 8. uh, the other changes that we're gonna make are to the fourth down rules. If you Chris can actually change it on the Google document that you have whenever you get a chance. We had a vote, and we're going to change our fourth down between the 35 and 49-yard line. Instead of being 4th and 5 or less, it's going to be 4th and 2 or less. Uh, we also talked a little bit today, well, Chris and I did in a PM about if you're trailing in the fourth quarter and it's fourth down, uh, I don't see why you shouldn't just go for it. If the game I was watching today, the guy was down by 2 touchdowns. He had 4th and 10 inside the red zone and had to kick a field goal. That doesn't do you any good in the fourth quarter. You need if you make the field goal, you still have to score 2 more times. So nobody's going to complain if you go for it in the fourth quarter when you're trailing.
Yeah, just use your head. I know I keep saying that every time you guys listen to me, but don't go for something absolutely absurd on your own side of the field. But I mean, if you're down by 2 scores, I guess just try to think of it like a real NFL team would. There's no sense in uh, you know, kicking a field goal there.
Yeah, I mean we have rules, and I don't want to say that some of the rules are guidelines, but in this situation, I would say yeah, it's more of a guideline. If it makes sense to where well, most teams would go for it here, then yeah, you can go for it. Just you don't want to abuse that, and it's the second quarter, and you're going for it on fourth down because you're down by 3 touchdowns. You don't do that. Uh, I believe that's the only rule change that we have for what I'm seeing here.
Actually, I just changed it on both the website and on Operation Sports, so should be good on there.
Okay. Uh, we're not gonna. We discussed earlier. We're not gonna go over all the rules again, like we've done almost every podcast. But I'm gonna suggest again that just go back and reread the rules for the league. Skim through them. Whatever you have to do, just reread them. Kind of get more familiar with them. We still have guys not following some of the rules, the left stick rule and the no switch here and there. Just go back and read them and keep practicing on following the rules. We don't want to suspend anybody or have any kind of discipline or going on, but if we have to, we're gonna have to. So that's our announcement for this podcast here. I think Nazonator wants to call in. I'm gonna tell him he can call in right now.
Light them up.
I think Dennis left. It's kind of cool because I could actually see Dennis on the phone. Just suspend Julio. I agree with that.
Oh yeah, he had his ouch. Yeah, Dennis had the video chat going.
Man,
You know what?
you're getting blasted early here, Chris.
You know what? I'm perfectly fine with suspending Julio Jones because I really feel like I could just make Justin Hunter just as much of a beast. I think.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Because I believe that while Rich was shadowing Julio Jones with a safety and acting like Julio Jones was the threat. I believe Justin Hunter went off and scored 2 touchdowns against his old team.
He did.
Oh, was that you? I'm sorry.
That was me, yeah, you asshole. I was feeling good about it. Hagman had 2 sacks in that game, and then here comes Justin Hunter to ice the game for him.
What a big physical receiver. I can't believe I got him for so cheap.
Shut up. It was a good trade for both sides. It's just that game, I got burned on it. All right, I don't see Nays calling in here, so.
Hey, hello?
Oh wait, there we go.
What's going on, fellas?
So, who we have here? We have Michael, and I see. Is that it?
No, we have the Jaguars owner.
Tom
Yeah, and and the Seahawks owner.
and Matt. Cool. How you guys doing today?
We're doing good. How are you doing, man?
Doing well. You having a party over there?
No, we all live together.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Big old gay orgy.
Sometimes only that's Saturdays.
There's nothing wrong with once a week.
Yeah, just once.
Maybe twice. It's
Maybe
Valentine's Day yesterday, you know.
Depends on how drunk we get on Thursday nights.
That's true. That's true. What do you guys want to talk about? You called in for anything specific or just to hang out?
Well, I just want to talk about everybody's giving this Packers guy some props, and I think I'm the best team in the NFC North and possibly the NFC.
Oh, okay. Well, let's look at some stats here then. Well, right now the Vikings are the best team in the NFC, I believe, aren't they?
Yeah, we are.
5-0. Yeah.
Undefeated.
Undefeated, 5-0. But how many sim games have you had so far? Computer games.
One, and it was when the Chargers guy, when I was up 24-0 in the first, and he conceded. I
Okay.
got Sim to win.
All right. I think we'll give him that one because he was still killing them on that game.
Yeah. I thought you had like 3 or 4 games that were computer games.
No. I beat the Chiefs guy, too.
He gave the Chiefs the loss, their first loss.
Their only loss.
Yeah, that's pretty
Huh.
solid.
I will
How-
say, though, I haven't beaten many good teams, but I
Let's
still
talk.
think I'm going to whoop the Packers twice when I play them.
The 49ers were 0-7. The Lions, they're 1-5. Chargers are 1-6. Broncos are 1-5. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I still think I'm the
he-
best team in the,
I think
in
you
the
meant to
NFC
beat
North.
the best team. Yeah, probably. Chiefs were probably the best team at the time when he beat them.
I mean, put it this way. We got the Seahawks guy sitting here, right? And he, I think he whooped the Packers pretty good.
I
And-
beat them, yeah. I'm not the world.
And I'm better than him. I'll tell you that right now.
I hope so.
Vikings-
Let's see.
Vikings
I mean,
are
look, the
good.
Seahawks are 5-2, right?
Are they? I'm trying to find the schedules here, the stats. I think they're 4-2.
If you're looking for the Jaguars, they're all the way on the bottom, probably.
They're 5-2. They're 5-2.
5-2.
Yeah. What the hell happened to the Jaguars?
Talk to him.
We're trying to restructure our squad now here. We're not going to come out here slinging for the Super Bowl this year. We're not slinging for the Super Bowl this year. We're a young squad. We're rebuilding.
Well, let's get back to the Vikings in a little while. Why don't we talk about those Jaguars? What's going on with those 27 picks? I've been mulling over this. I think since last night I said something to Rich about it. I think that's where I started seeing like, oh man, we need to change these interceptions a little bit. What's going on?
Yeah, Blake Bortles.
Oh, he's the reason why they got changed?
Me? Yeah, good.
Wait.
I'm glad because Blake Bortles overthrows every single ball. Anybody that's played me and watches Bortles throw the deep ball, he can't throw it out. He only throws it out of bounds every time, or he throws a pick.
Is that
Football, bro?
He's a bum.
is that what we're going with? Is Blake Bortles' fault? You throwing 27 picks in 7 games?
Yes. Yes, it is indeed Blake Bortles' fault.
Okay. I guess I'll buy that for now.
Brady Rodgers.
But we're gonna work on that with Bortles. You know, he's a bum, but it's all right. We're getting there.
He's a bum. Damn it, I can't find players to ever go.
Yo, but how about that sweet trade for Chandler Jones? Let's talk about that one. I think that is what we really need to talk about.
Okay, but the problem with that is your team plays a 4-3, don't they?
Yeah.
And Chandler Jones is a 3-4 guy.
No, he's
No,
not.
he's not.
He's a 4-3 guy.
He's a hybrid 3-4 guy.
Yeah, he's a hybrid. He could.
Yeah.
I think he's a good.
I mean, he's got the great size of as a pass rusher.
Yeah, I think
up
he could be
there.
a good pass rusher.
Where's he going to play at? He's going to be on your line. He's going to be a linebacker for you.
No, he's playing at the right end spot.
Him and Fowler on the outside, right?
He's a DE.
You certainly got a deal on him, though. You just traded Blackman straight up?
Blackman and a second round next year, or a second round this year.
Yeah, that's a really good deal.
It is a good deal. I mean, I will give you that one.
What about these other teams? Who do y'all trade for? You didn't make any trades, right?
I made two. I got Latavius Murray.
That's true. Oh yeah, you were trying to rape that guy for Latavius Murray.
Yeah.
Listen, can I want to talk about that real quick? You know, he offered me that because he was like, I want AP, but I can't offer you much pick-wise. And I'm like, what about a fourth or a fifth, whatever I told him? He's like, deal. And then I ended up having to give him more and more, but, we got our man, so that's
Well,
what it comes down to.
whenever you sent me the trade, I was like, well, this is dumb. I don't understand why were you giving up? He was giving up more to get a 30-year-old running back than you were giving up to get a 23-year-old stud running back.
Right. I understand that. I know. The thing is, AP is a good player. Like, if I gave him 1/3, I thought that would have been good. AP is a good player, I
He's
know
good.
the Raiders guy's undefeated, right? Could AP have been that missing piece that really got him over the top, that elite running back?
I don't know. I mean, he was already undefeated whenever he got him. I don't know how much it was going to help him. Outside of Latavius Murray, especially after this season, you're just going to have that big contract that you're paying for him.
Well, it was the GM work. I felt like that's the move I had to make, and I mean, I don't,
No, you made the right choice for sure.
Yeah. And then I traded the Seahawks guy as well. It wasn't a blockbuster trade or anything.
Rawls, right?
Yeah, I got Rawls.
I think I like that more than I like you getting Latavius Murray.
Yeah, I mean, I like having them both. Latavius Murray is a do-it-all back, but I really think Rawls is a nice, complimentary back behind him.
He is. You have two young running backs. You're going to run back for the rest of the cycle, for sure.
Yeah. But our passing game hasn't been on point, to say the least. I know that. I know I throw more picks with Teddy, I think, by one.
Well, hopefully this slider change will fix that too. But who are your wide receivers right now?
Better than Bortles.
Wide receivers, I don't have anybody that's like
He's got
over,
Mike Watt.
Stephon Diggs is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, Stephon Diggs, Charles Johnson, Jarius Wright. I mean, they're all 79 overall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could deal with it. I'm more of a run-first team anyway, as you can probably see my
Stephon Diggs
stats.
is young.
Yeah, I'm looking at that now. You're actually second in rushing yards per game, 185. It's still your passing offense is only 16, so it's not like you're 29th in passing yards. My bad.
Yeah, am I 29th?
Yeah.
I figured.
But you're ninth in total offense, so that's not bad in points per game.
Yeah.
Your defense is beyond stellar. You're first in points. You're only allowing 9.6 points per game.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm pissed about that because I feel like I could have stopped some more. I hate giving up points, so I pride my team on defense.
You're giving up less than 10 points. You're not going to lose many games like that for sure.
Exactly. That's why I don't need to have the best offense. Sometimes I score 17 points. That's enough for me.
Yeah. And then I see rushing yards. You're only allowing 50 rushing yards a game. I forgot to mention earlier we went down on run blocking.
Okay.
We had some ridiculous rushing stats, but you're already averaging only allowing 50 yards a game. I don't see that getting.
That's gonna help me then.
It's gonna help you a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize the Vikings were that stacked right now. We
You
definitely overlooked the Vikings.
I want to play the Packers bad, man.
You got week 9 through week 14. They're all tough teams right now.
Yeah. So that's when we'll really see, I guess.
He's played all bum teams. The Jaguars playing studs.
Yeah.
We upset the Panthers in week number 1. Remember that.
Get an uptick in teams. So, I mean, we're going to find out real quick here pretty soon, probably this week.
Yeah, he plays. Well, the Lions are next. No, he played the Lions this week. So you got the Bears. Yeah.
Then he's got.
But it's a new guy, isn't it? Or no, it's been the Bears the whole time.
It's the same Bears guy we've had for a few weeks now.
Bears aside, then he's got the Rams, Raiders, Packers, Falcons, Seahawks, and then the Cardinals.
Well,
That's rough.
Rams ain't nothing. Rams isn't nothing. I'll tell you that right now. The Rams are nothing.
The Rams are 4-2. They're not bad.
We'll see
If
who
you're going
wins
to
the
be on
Rams.
the ball and you've got to go up against a beast, Aaron Donald, I don't know, man. You better find a way to pass that football.
All right.
No, we'll make it happen.
Aaron Donald has 14.5 sacks right now in 7 weeks.
I'll tell you right now.
Monster.
Is Aaron Donald leading the league in sacks?
I guarantee out of the next 7 weeks, 5 wins at least.
5 wins. So let's see. I think you'll take the Bears. I'll give you that. The Rams I think you'll take the Rams. You're at home there. The Raiders. That's gonna be the game there because
That's a toss-up. That's a toss-up.
I think both you guys are gonna be undefeated for that game. The Packers game, we'll see what happens. I like the Packers because of Aaron Rodgers, but we'll see. Then you play Chris.
We'll hold Aaron Rodgers under 150 yards.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be good.
What was your Seahawks score in the first game?
Patriots are.
What about the Seahawks?
Oh, you hadn't played the Seahawks. That's right. You're not in that division.
I played though. Like
We do
13.
play though, yeah, right?
Yeah. Y'all play in week 13.
Yeah, that's a definite win for the Vikings.
Nah,
So.
I know.
Well, I'm gonna put y'all on the spot then. Who's gonna win the Falcons-Vikings game?
Who's home?
Falcons.
I'm home.
Ah, man, that's tough. But I think the Vikings are gonna pull it out though.
Oh, man. Now I know you're losing. You're getting too confident.
You got to remember, he's got Julio Jones back there.
Oh, Julio Jones doesn't matter. We'll shut him down.
That's all right. Let's talk about Justin Hunter some more.
You have Justin Hunter?
Yeah, let's talk about Justin Hunter and how good he is.
How he's good? He's been doing well. You've been playing well with him?
Yeah, let's keep talking about him and how Rich Mann been him to me.
Let's not. Well, look, in my defense, I have Wright and Beckham at wide receiver. I didn't need Justin Hunter. I say that as I lost to you, but you know.
I think what I'm going to have going for me in any matchup versus user is the fact that you're going to have your best corner on Julio Jones probably, and you're probably going to take a safety or linebacker over there, and I'm just going to throw where you take that guy out of.
And that's what you did last game.
That's what I did. Yeah, I mean.
Wait, you're the Titans?
I'm the Titans, Rich.
I'm saying like that. We don't care because our linebacker, Eric Hendricks and Harrison Smith safety, combo, they can cover anyone as well. So we're not worried about that either.
Let me look at the depth chart on the Vikings here. I know they're a good team to start out with.
Kendricks has a lot of speed. I like that.
Anthony Barr is sweet, insane as well.
I'm absolutely gushing over Anthony Barr. I think that's probably your best freaking player on defense. I like him.
Harrison Smith, man, it's tough.
Anthony Barr, 88 speed, 86 tackle. His zone coverage is 85. Power moves 90.
He's basically a safety playing linebacker.
No, exactly, man. And he's 6'5".
Yeah, he's insane. He's insane.
Do you want to trade him?
No, never.
I can't trade anymore anyway.
I can't trade anymore anyway, but even if I could, I would never trade.
Hey, I'm a commissioner. We can make an exception.
All right, well, let me trade Jerick McKinnon to the Eagles.
No. It's just Anthony Barr. And calm down, guys. I wouldn't really do that. I would never be that shady of a.
I know. I was just joking. Yeah, no, he'll be a Viking. He'll be a Viking for the rest of his career. I will say, I'm up to moving Teddy Bridgewater this offseason if anybody's interested.
Yeah, you don't like Teddy, do you?
I don't like Teddy.
So what do you do if you get rid of Teddy? You gonna draft a quarterback or?
It depends, man. Like it depends what kind of deals. If I can get like another quarterback, back. I'll be honest. I mean, I'm an Eagles fan, so that's kind of biased. But I was about to. After I forgot about the trade thing, I was going to trade the Eagles guy, Teddy. I was going to get Sam Bradford and a couple other things.
Oh, my God. That would have been horrible.
Nah, man. Listen, Sam Bradford, we don't need a great quarterback. We just need a quarterback that can make short to intermediate throws. And Bradford can do that.
Madden will not allow you to play an injured quarterback. I'm just going to let you know.
I'll be all right. I get the ball fast. I get the ball out fast. All right.
I'm sure his injury rating's like 4 in the game. Get hurt. I can't pull it up here on Daddy Leagues, but I know it's low. But hey, the Saints needed a quarterback. They were looking to trade Drew Brees. You didn't take a look at that?
Nah, man. Drew Brees is too old. He's way too old.
Yeah, but he's got 3 seasons left for sure.
Nah, man.
Let's see here.
Blake Bortles is going to crawl out of the dumpster. I just want you guys to know.
I hope so. You should trade for Blake Bortles.
I tried, man. I've been trying.
3 and 4, the Jaguars are still sitting pretty in the terrible division that we're in right now. Anyway,
Yeah, you're in my division.
we still have to play.
We're
We still
not
have to
very
play the
strong.
Titans twice.
Oh yeah, your Titans guy's gonna kill you twice, ain't he?
No way. That's 2 dubs.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that.
Those could potentially be very big games though.
The Titans and Jaguars.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the Texans are gonna run away from us at some point.
No, the Texans got so lucky. Madden screwed me over. It was a game of momentum. He came out, threw an interception on the first drive. Blake Bortles gets hit. The ball flies 15 feet in the air, and his linebacker makes a one-handed interception on it. And then he drives down the field. I stop him, and we get a running into the kicker on 4th down when he shanks the field goal, and he ends up scoring a touchdown. Let's show McCoy on the next play. McCoy jukes out 10 guys.
Oh my
And it was
God.
all downhill from there, and that was the first quarter.
Yeah, I haven't even played him yet, and I see McCoy is just he's going ham right now.
It's ridiculous.
Shady
I didn't
McCoy's
know.
good.
I didn't know he was a power back as well. He just out there breaking tackle after tackle after tackle.
Hey, I had that problem with the Dolphins guy. Lamar Miller was breaking tackle after tackle.
Oh, I lost to the Dolphins CPU.
Oh, my God.
On a last second drive. The second game, right after beating the Panthers in week 1.
That's surprising because he's actually very good. His record doesn't show it, but he's very good. In our other league, he's like the number 1 seed, I think, in the AFC with the Titans.
I hold it down on the sticks. I'm still trying to learn these sim rules. I screw up every once in a while.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys are still struggling with it, but
But I'm
it's
getting there.
season 1, so.
I'm getting there.
Where are you guys all from?
New Jersey.
Jersey. Where at in New Jersey?
We're from the Jersey Shore.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we actually really are. I'm from Point Pleasant.
Okay. I have a friend that used to live in they used to work in Atlantic City.
That's my favorite place to be.
That's our favorite place. Yeah.
I think it's Absecon. Is that how you say it?
Absecon, yeah.
Yeah. That's where he was from.
That's pretty kind of close. Like 40 minutes, right?
Yeah, Absecon is close.
Yeah, he lives in Vegas nowadays. He's living the life in Vegas.
Damn.
Naturally.
Where are you guys at?
I'm in Louisiana.
Nice.
Chris?
I'm in New York.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
He knows Point Pleasant.
Yeah.
How long you been in New York, Chris?
Pretty much my whole life.
But you're
What
from
part?
Georgia,
New
aren't you?
York State or New York City?
Oh, New York State. Yeah, I couldn't deal with New York City, dude. Fuck that. Way too many people down there.
Why are you guys coughing? Y'all smoking something back there?
No.
No.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh, I thought Danielle called in. I'm sorry.
No, well, Dennis called in. He may have been high. You never know. I'm pretty sure in the Jake podcast he was high.
We're not from Point Pleasant anymore, man. We're from Texas.
The Jaguars guy's high now.
Dude, don't be saying that shit. That shit goes on the internet.
When did Roman Harper become a Texan? I wonder if Danielle cut him.
Totally cut him. Definitely.
Okay. Looking at these. All right. Well, we need to go over some of these other games. So we're gonna have to let you guys go for a little while.
All right, no problem.
But I'm glad y'all called in. Thanks for calling in. It was fun.
Yep.
They did change those sliders, right?
Are you there? You still there, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. That was good, man. I like that.
Colorful group of guys. I like them.
Yeah. I hope it plays well on YouTube though. You know how before with the other league they would we call in and guys would fade in and out. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that played well.
Usually I can hear that pretty well when they're fading in and out. Like when you were doing it, what was it, last week that we did a podcast? I think I heard you fading in and out here and there.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's start going through the divisions here. And you said you wanted to start on the left side with the AFC, correct?
Yeah, you want to start on the East?
Yep, start in the East.
You rolling? All right. Well, let's just start it right off with the Patriots, huh?
Yep, 6-0.
You want to talk about how shitty of a team they are? Owner suck.
How shit of a user Chris is.
Yeah, he's been on me pretty good on the chat. So
I've noticed.
seriously, I don't. You know what? That's a good freaking team, man. I think the entire AFC East has a long way to go to catch up. I think.
They do. I don't see them. I don't see anybody catching him.
I mean, right out of the gates, they gave him who did they give him? Martavis Bryant and Justin Blackman. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, with a guy who's already an offensive juggernaut, and with anybody you give him, Dree Archer, 68 attempts, he's averaging 5.3 yards a carry, 6 touchdowns, and I believe he's receiving, 21 receptions, 394 yards, 5 touchdowns receiving. He's averaging 18 yards a catch.
He's a Swiss Army knife. I definitely have them as the team's hugest addition, and he got him for nothing. I mean,
yeah, he was a free agent. That was his pickup.
97 speed or something like that. That's a huge addition for him.
Pull up his attributes here. Let's see, 96 speed, 95 acceleration, 87 awareness, jumping 89. Let's see his receiving, 80 catching, 64 out running, 72 catching traffic. Which his other stats aren't that great, but his catching 80, that's really good for a running back.
I think he's kind of worked his way with that team to where it's not really going to matter who he faces at this point. I think he's going to have a mismatch on every single play. It's just going to be up to him to figure out where it is and who to take because, I mean, he's got so many weapons on that offense. It's absolutely ridiculous. And we're not even talking about Rob Gronkowski in the middle of the field. I mean,
exactly, man. He has that monster in there. Let's see, Gronk has 35 receptions, 600 yards right now, and 4 touchdowns. It's incredible, that offense. It's so stacked right now that he was already going to be a favorite, to go to the Super Bowl and win it all. And then with all these additions, it's going to be a real tough team to stop for anybody.
And you know what else is absolutely ridiculous about this? The fact that he actually might have the second or third best defense in the league, too. I mean, he's already got 20 interceptions on the season for his defense. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're not lying about that because right now he's second in points allowed to the Vikings. He's allowing 12.4 points per game. Only 168 passing yards. He's 5th in the league in passing. Now, you can beat him running the ball. He plays a lot of that nickel 3-3-5 defense. So he's giving up 125 yards a game on the ground. It's 22nd in the league. So if you're going to beat the Patriots, you're going to have to run the ball. You're going to have to be patient. So what you have to do is run the ball, keep the ball in your hands, keep his offense off the field, and you're going to have to score touchdowns to beat him. Because field goals will not beat the Patriots.
And that's a perfect segue to the Buffalo Bills. Wow, we actually just did that pretty smooth until I mentioned it. The Bills are fourth ranked in the rush yards, so maybe they can't really pass the football, but maybe they could challenge the Patriots with their run game.
Well, the Bills are actually 3rd in passing yards per game and 4th in rushing yards, so that's gonna be a good match.
I don't know if you can necessarily go by their passing yards right now because I know Tyrod Taylor has a ton of interceptions right now, so I mean they can definitely move the ball down the field. It's just a matter of being more efficient at this point.
Let's see, Tyrod Taylor, and pull up his stats right here. He game logs.
He's got 19 touchdowns and 20 interceptions right now.
So yeah, he's throwing more picks. Now he did throw, I think, 9 in one game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That was in the Bengals game. I believe he had 9. The Bengals had 6. So
Jesus.
That's going to kind of inflate that stat quite a bit. But either way, that should be. I think you're right with the rushing yards that he's putting up. Who's his running back?
He's got Carlos Williams. I think he's using Carlos Williams now as his lead back because he traded LaShawn McCoy. And then he's got Mike Davis. I don't really know much about him, but he's averaging 7.7 yards per carry. So I mean,
yeah, It must be a two-headed monster there because he has 88 attempts with one and 35 with the other. So he's running both guys. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting game there. Let's look at the Bills defense. This is where he's gonna be in trouble. His pass defense, he's given up 301 yards a game. He's 31st in the league in pass defense. He's given up 29 points a game. So
That might be a problem.
yeah, slightly.
It's a little problem, but there's always, you know what? There's always a chance that his defense steps up and makes a few plays for him and gets him in the right position, I guess. Maybe he could just keep the opposing offense off the field to give himself a chance.
He's gonna have to. I mean, the only game I watched him play though, he didn't seem to be too patient. He wanted to score pretty quick, so I don't know if he's gonna be the guy to do it. I think he's the guy that can do it, but I don't know if he's the guy to do it. So we'll go to that leaves us with the Dolphins next, who have Lamar Miller. They should be able to run the ball pretty well.
I think they have with Miller, but I think the other backs have been kind of suspect at this point.
They are. Lamar Miller is averaging 4.4 yards a carry, while his backup is 3.4. Not having the best season for the backup there. I see he has 14 touchdowns. I'm going to guess he has more interceptions than touchdowns with Tannehill. Let's go through it. Passing stats. Well, no. He's only thrown 7 interceptions.
Huh.
That's pretty good. Oh, that's 2015.
Again, defense might be a problem here. It's not. You can't win this division with a bad defense. I mean, you got all 4 teams have top 5 offenses.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens. Even the Jets. I mean, even the Jets who don't really have a lot of talent, they're a top 5 offense. And I think I just don't see anybody surpassing the Patriots. At least not this season. I just can't see it.
Yeah, I think they're going to run away with it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if by week 12 they have it locked up.
I mean, and let's just hope. Let's hope, because I know I don't want to see Chris win the division after all the shit he's given me. So let's hope that this lights a fire under, the Bills or the Dolphins' asses, and they can get up there and challenge him. I think the Dolphins might be a long shot right now. They've only got 3 wins. Well, I think they just had their bye, actually, so maybe not. But
The Dolphins are 3-2. Well, they haven't played yet. They're going to lose because they have that sim against the Texans tonight. So they're going to be 3-3 after tonight.
okay.
But the Jets at 4-2, I'm going to go ahead and give him a little bit of a pass because he wasn't here at the beginning of the season. So a couple of those losses aren't going to be on him.
Right. I just think I don't think you're gonna win. I don't think you're gonna win this division with more than 4 losses. I don't see it happening. I think it's gonna be hard to see the Patriots with more than 2 losses at this point. So I mean, these other teams are gonna have to absolutely beat the Patriots probably twice in order to win this division.
Let's see. We didn't look at the Patriots' remaining schedule. Look at that real quick. They play the Dolphins next, so that should be. We'll see what happens there. The Redskins, I think they'll beat the Redskins. The Giants actually beat Brett today, so I think he could give Chris a game. It's going to be at home for the Giants, so we'll see what happens. Then we have that Bills matchup we were just talking about.
Yeah, the Redskins though, that's a new user, correct? That's that new user. Yeah, see, that guy smoked me when I played him.
No,
that guy smoked the hell out of me. I think he'd be a real good user.
actually, he was one of the first tryout games we had, and I'm pretty sure he smoked in the game, and I think he smoked Webhead in the game too. And then they played today. I think he played Webhead today, and he beat him again. So, yeah, that should be interesting. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. He throws his tight end a hell of a lot, and he has a very good tight end to throw the ball to. So,
I will say this though, if the Patriots lose a few games here, I think the Bills actually have a really good schedule to end the season that they could sneak right up on them. They've got then again they got to play the Chiefs and they got to play the Patriots. Still, I don't know. It's definitely gonna be one I want to watch. That's for sure.
Let's see. He has the Patriots have the Texans late in the season. It's like week 14. But I'm kind of thinking by week 14 he'll have the division locked up, depending on how the Bills do, of course. But he could be playing for nothing but a bye there, and home field throughout the playoffs. So after talking about the best team in the AFC, we're thinking we have the second best team, or which could be the best team in the Oakland Raiders in the AFC West. Let's see what he's looking.
I haven't actually had the chance to watch a lot of the Raiders games. Really didn't watch any of them. I think I watched a snippet of one today. But I don't really know what to think about them. I know that they put up a lot of really good numbers.
He has Jeff Demps who's putting up a lot of yards. It looks like averaging almost 10 yards a carry. 76 attempts, 741 yards, 9.8 yards a carry, 9 touchdowns.
I'm really curious to see what he does with Adrian Peterson if he does have Jeff Demps carrying most of the load. I mean, is there going to be anywhere to put Adrian Peterson on the field even?
Maybe for short yardage, 2nd and 2, 3rd and 1, something like that. Goal line situations. I think you'd see Adrian Peterson come in.
And then on the opposite side of the ball, I'm looking at his defense. It's sort of middle of the pack. It's not bad. It's not the greatest. I'm really questioning Khalil Mack though. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's using him as a pass rusher at all. He doesn't have any sacks.
That's very surprising.
Yeah, a guy like that, you'd think you'd want to get in the backfield and get to the quarterback with him.
Even Aldon Smith only has 2 sacks. So his 2 best players on defense aren't making huge plays for him. He does have Amari Cooper on offense. That's going to be tough to stop. 36 catches, 617 yards, 5 touchdowns. Looks like he's getting the bulk of it. And then Andre Holmes getting the second most touches with 21 receptions. Let's see. Next in the AFC West is the Chiefs, who they have that one loss. They came at the hands of the Vikings, who we just discussed is actually pretty good. And he beat up on the Steelers today pretty well.
You know what? I'm really high on the Chiefs. I know Jimmy was extremely excited to get his Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think he's actually played pretty well with them up to this point. Obviously he's 6-1, so playing the Raiders. I think they have 2 matchups left.
Yeah, they haven't played. They haven't played yet, so.
Those are going to be
Hold on, my dogs are going stupid. Hey, quit it. Get out of here. All right, there we go.
I feel your pain.
They're in my bed just playing around and growling at each other, so I had to kick them out.
It's kind of funny too. Totally off topic, but if you remember last week when we did this, my wife came out, crumpled up a chip bag into the garbage. Thing when we started, I don't know if you heard it, but she did the same exact thing, almost perfect timing compared to last week. I was like, I just looked at her. Are you serious?
She's doing it on purpose at this point.
See, that's the funny thing too. I don't think so.
So I'm looking at the Chiefs, rankings here. They're actually not ranked good or ranked well in any category. They're top 10 in defense, averaging they're 6th in points allowed, 10th in yards allowed, 13th in passing yards, 11th in rushing yards, which is good. It's top half, but it's not elite. And his offense, same thing. His offense is somehow they're 12th in points total, but they're 26th in yards, 24th in passing yards, and 25th in rushing yards.
I think they're getting quite a few turnovers, and I think he's just capitalizing off of them right now.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
I think that loss to the Vikings was huge because, I mean, you heard Naznator. He thinks he's the best team in the NFC. I think that Jimmy had to win that game to really to really show any life. At this point, if he doesn't beat the Raiders when they play in Week 13, I think he's definitely going to be in trouble. Probably he might even find himself in trouble with a playoff spot at this point.
Well, looking at the remaining teams in the AFC, I think he'll make the playoffs. I don't think he's going to get a bye if he doesn't, unless he sweeps the Raiders. I don't think he'll get a bye. I think the Raiders do play the Patriots though, so that could be a big game, a huge game for Jimmy actually.
They do play the Patriots coming up, so that could definitely change the entire scope of the playoffs, really.
See, when do they play? I don't see the Patriots. No, the Raiders don't play the Patriots.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. They don't play them, so the Raiders actually have a pretty favorable schedule outside of the Chiefs and the Vikings. So, well, no, it's the Vikings game. That's gonna be a huge one. They play. Let's see. He plays the Jets next. Then he has the Steelers. Then he has the Vikings. So these next two games are gonna be tough. If he goes 1-1 there, that'll be really good for Jimmy. If he goes 2-0, I think Jimmy's to be in trouble it's gonna force him to have to sweep the Raiders.
I think for the Chiefs, I mean, we're 8 weeks in. I think it's pretty much gotten to the point where I don't think he's going to be able to pass the ball as well as he wants to, and he's going to have to get Jamal Charles and Charcandrick West running the football. I mean, I don't think there's any way he's going to beat the Raiders coming up if he doesn't get them running the football.
Well, he's looking to trade Jamal Charles before the trade deadline.
And that's silly to me. I understand he's old, but man, he's one of the best running backs in the game right now. I don't think you could trade him with just Charcandrick West and Niall Davis sitting on the bench. I mean, they're all right running backs, but I don't think they're starters. Not in Madden.
Well, I tend to agree with you for this season for sure, because right now is the season that he has a chance to win it all. So I don't know if you want to get rid of a guy like Jamal Charles this season.
I think he needs to hold on to him until the offseason. I really do.
Yeah.
And say even if he doesn't get as much as what he wanted, it's still a bigger chance that he could use Charles to win a football game. I think you got more of a chance with Charles than you do with West or Davis. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me right now.
One thing I've noticed about trades so far, our trade committee is doing a fantastic job on keeping trades realistic. We're not seeing in our other league that we played in, you saw a lot of first-round picks just get thrown around for big-time players. And one thing I wanted to see was guys kind of putting more value on second and third-round picks. So, like in Jamal Charles' case, you may not get a first for him, but a second or a third is more than likely what he's going to end up getting. Which I think if you waited until the offseason to do it would be the wiser of the choice, as opposed to doing it now.
Yeah, I don't think that value is going to move much.
No, it won't, and he'll have Jamal Charles for the remainder of the season to make his Super Bowl push and playoff push for sure, and he can always by the end of the season you'll know whose picks are where, so. You can trade Jamal Charles for a high second, which would be almost like a first-round pick. You can kind of gauge where your pick's going to be at that point, instead of right now where you really have no clue if you're going to have a late second or an early second. So then we go to the Broncos. They're 1-5, but this is kind of a tough team to really even go over because I don't think he's played that many games yet.
I think he might have played 2, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. So it's hard to break down his stats. I see Peyton Manning only has 6 touchdowns. That's not very good. Even his running game, C.J. Anderson is leading his team in rushing with 313 yards, 1 touchdown. From what I can tell, it looks like none of his stars are really being stars right now.
And Broncos owner, if you're listening, please do me a favor. Just give the ball to Demaryius Thomas. I promise you, he will do the work for you, my friend.
I agree. Demarius Thomas only has 27 receptions for very low 284 yards and 2 touchdowns. If you can figure out ways to get him the ball, man, you'll be set. You just got to figure out how to use him.
I'm interested to see pending the Broncos owner sticks around, which I'm hoping he will. I'm definitely interested to see if he goes forward with Brock Osweiler and re-signs him and everything, or if he tries to draft a new quarterback. I think I'm definitely paying close attention to that one.
Well, I think at 1-5, if the season keeps going that way, he'll end up drafting early. And if it's me, I'm taking a quarterback with that early pick. I don't think the Broncos have many holes. Maybe offensive line, but their defense is probably pretty good with that last update. The way they play in the NFL season. I see Malik Jackson 93 overall, Derek Wolfe 85. So he's good at right and left end. Maybe you could use a defensive tackle. But then you have Von Miller at 99 overall.
He is an actual man beast.
He's a beast. Brandon Marshall, middle linebacker, 89. DeMarcus Ware, while he's old, he's going to be around for another season or two. So
everybody except for DeMarcus Ware and Aqib Talib on this defense is just so young.
And good, man. Chris Harris Jr., 94 overall. And Bradley Roby, he's 81, but that 94 speed, 91 agility, and where's the acceleration at? Yeah, not on here, but I know he's a really fast guy. That 85 man coverage, 85 zone. I tell you, if you get that awareness up a little bit higher, he'll be mid 80s pretty easily. So he's definitely set at the cornerback position because Talib will play another 3 seasons. And then even at free safety, he has Darian Stewart, 88 overall, 85 speed. Where's his awareness? 83 awareness, 84 zone. And then strong safety, 28 years old, TJ Ward, 85 overall. So yeah, if I'm the Broncos, I'm going to go quarterback first round.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't really have a choice. Even if you want to roll with Osweiler, I mean, you don't really have any other needs,
No, maybe offensive line, but I don't remember. I know I have a lot of linemen scouted, but I don't know how many are going to be worth a first round pick. And quite honestly, he can probably trade off some of these defensive pieces and get him a pretty solid O line here and there, O lineman here and there.
Do we have a Chargers owner right now?
Chargers. We do, I believe. I don't think he played yet. I think Tico ended up playing the computer. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I PM'd him. I got a response from him, and he's in the league. He's planning on playing. I just don't think he's been active quite yet. Hopefully that changes soon. I guess we'll see what happens with that. Looking at
for majority of the season, that's been a CPU team, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's another one you can't really break down. I mean, the stats are so bad for that team, but the CPU is so easy. You can't really go off of that. So we'll just skip over the Chargers. We'll go to the AFC North with the Baltimore Ravens at 5-2.
I was not expecting the Ravens to be on top of this division when we first started. I will say that.
I wasn't either.
I definitely thought that whoever was the Bengals was going to take this thing and freaking run away with it like a clean sweep.
Well, our Bengals owner's he's newer to CFM also, so I guess he's still getting his feet under him right now. The Steelers too, though. I mean, the Steelers you would think would be leading that division, and the Steelers that 4-3. I mean, they just lost to the Chiefs, so kind of.
I think the impressive thing too with this Ravens offense is the fact that their running game it's all right. It's okay with Justin Forsett, but they've really done all their work with this Rashad Perriman. He is an absolute freaking Madden.
He is, man. I think I had messaged Jake when he was playing him before he played him. I said you need to watch Rashad Perriman. He's almost a glitch in the game, and he proved today. I mean, he's 22 receptions, 712 yards, averaging 32 yards a catch, 8 touchdowns. I don't know how you stop the guy, honestly. He's just so fast.
You're basically looking at the fact that all you can really do with him is play behind him and try to tackle him after he makes the catch, because I think if you man up with him, you're gonna get burned every time.
Yeah, you definitely can't play man. You know, even man trying to bracket him with your safety, I don't think that's going to work too well. You kind of have to play zone, and you have to stay in your zones too. You can't get out of position because he'll burn you. But even still, I mean, 22 catches isn't a whole lot, but when you look at his yardage, it's obvious why he only has 22 catches, because everything he catches, he
Right.
goes for a big gain.
Right, and I mean his offensive stats, they're all middle of the road, like right in that middle tier. I mean, he's literally living off Rashad Perriman right now, and guys are gonna have to key in on that and try to stop him. I mean, that's the only way you're gonna beat him right now.
I agree. He leads the team in touchdowns too, at 8 touchdowns. So if you can shut down Perriman, you can shut down the Ravens. Just good luck shutting down Perriman. If you figure it out, let us know. We'll take note.
Talk about. I know I've seen him talk about Trent Richardson. We can talk about Trent Richardson a little too, because he's absolutely. Well, all right, never mind. I was wrong. He hasn't brought him back, but he does have a few touchdowns.
He does have 5 touchdowns. He's leading in rushing touchdowns. And I'll give him this, though. While Forsett has 78 attempts, Richardson has 38. And then he has Lorenzo Taliaferro with 23. So he's definitely spreading the ball out with his running backs. He's not just depending on Forsett. He's getting his back up some carries. That's a really good thing to see.
I wonder. See, again, I haven't got to watch. I think I watched one game of his. Does he use his middle linebacker?
I couldn't tell you. I think he does. I watched a little bit of his game today with the Cardinals, but I don't know for sure if
His with 8 picks. I mean, if he's using that middle linebacker, that's some user skill. Maybe guys should stay away from C.J. Mosley when they're throwing the football.
Hey, I didn't even think about that, man. You're right. 8 picks for his middle linebacker.
That's something I always watch that, man, because you know what? There is nothing worse than throwing to a guy who knows how to use his middle linebacker, because it's getting picked every single time.
Yeah, and if anyone knows, it's you and I from playing her. What a guy can do who's very good at using with the middle linebacker. It's just so.
I mean,
so frustrating. He takes away the entire middle of the field.
Yeah, I mean that could win or lose games for you, whichever side of the ball you're on. I mean that's a huge skill to have, because I know I can use her to save my life.
You wouldn't know from the game yesterday when you picked me off twice, but.
Hey, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, man.
True. So the rest of the division looks to be pretty even. We have the whole division is pretty close, but Ravens at 5-2. Then you have the Browns at 4-3, Steelers 4-3, Bengals 3-3. So it's a pretty tight division. Let's go look at the Browns here. Our Browns guy, he's been pretty frustrated with his team. He's not big on Johnny Manziel, but it looks like his offense is playing pretty well. I mean, he's 8th in passing yards, 10th in rushing yards. So, hey, maybe personally you don't like Manziel, but he's definitely getting the job done for you right now.
I'm not sure how long Gary Barnidge has been injured, but I think he's been injured too, a few weeks. I see he's out now.
Yeah, he only has 16 receptions, 226 yards. The game that he beat me, I'm one of his wins. Barnidge was huge in the 4th quarter. I just could not stop him. I don't know if he has the clutch trait or not, but my God, man, he caught everything thrown his way. He really has no wide receivers. I don't see. Is Josh Gordon not in the game?
I do not believe Josh Gordon is in the game.
Okay, maybe that's why.
He's a big, tall, physical wide receiver. He's not gonna win any foot races, I don't think. Well, maybe 89 speed, but I mean, he could game prep him a little and work him up. He's got 87 release, 86 spectacular catch. You've seen what guys with spectacular catch can do. I mean,
Who's that you're talking about there?
I might be keying in on Justin Hunter again, but
Oh my God. Are you talking about Funches on this team?
yeah, Funchess is. I think Funchess is a good receiver.
Well, did he trade Gordon? Is that what happened there? Because I see he has Funches and Star Latulele. So did he trade Gordon to
Here,
get those guys?
let me search. I don't think Josh Gordon was in that update. Well, then again, that doesn't really make sense because
Josh Gordon's a Carolina Panther. There he is.
he is on the Carolina Panthers.
Oh man, wait till we get to the Panthers. Josh Gordon, Kelvin Benjamin, Greg Olson. My God.
Well, that sucks. I didn't know that.
Bad for you.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
But yeah, Devin Funches isn't a bad receiver. He's not having a very great season, but maybe he'll figure out how to use him a little bit better. And
Oh, okay. So I think that Josh Gordon trade got him Star Lutulele, right?
yeah, it did. It was actually pretty good. He got I mean destroyed in the update. I think whenever we started at the beginning of Madden, Star was a 95 overall, and now he's like an 85, 87 overall.
He's still solid though. I mean,
Well, he's still one of the best tackles in the game for a 4-3.
getting to the quarterback, but it is what it is.
He's a good run stuffer. He's a big body in there. Okay, well that was a little bit of the Browns there. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who I thought were gonna be at the top of the division at this point. I'm kind of surprised that they're not. Uh, let's see who he's lost to. He's 4-3. He got absolutely no. He didn't play that game. He was the Texans in Week 1. So Chris played the Patriots. Played the Steelers.
He hasn't had Ben Roethlisberger, man.
No, he hasn't. That's true. That is true.
I think since the first week of the season.
He did. He got hurt by the first Steelers user. He had I think it was whenever we had Woody in the league. He lost Big Ben and Bell in one game. So from there, let's see. He actually lost to the Ravens 31-21. That must have been a decent game. Beat up on the Chargers. He beat the Cardinals, which that was actually a good game. Just a lot of turnovers for both teams, but neither team had a starting quarterback. Lost to the Chiefs. So looks like every team that he's playing with a winning record outside of the Rams, he's struggling against. Beat up on the Rams pretty good, 26-15. Let's look at his let's see, offensive. When he called in the other day, he was saying how he likes to run the ball, but he's 14th in rushing yards. That's not you wouldn't expect it to be in the middle of the pack for a run first offense.
You know what? That's all right with Le'Veon Bell. You just keep liking to run the ball because he's going to get big runs eventually, and I don't think you can ever stop running the ball when you got to run it back like that.
I agree, and I think with the slider adjustment that we're going to make, guys like Le'Veon Bell are going to kind of shine a little bit more. You won't have these big holes to run through, so you'll need somebody like Bell to break tackles and break off a long one. See, his defense is pretty good though. 19th in points allowed, 11th against the pass, and total yards. 17th against the pass and 10th against the rush. So, let's see. I guess his secondary isn't too great right now. Let's look here. He's got he has Logan Ryan. He picked him up. That's a really good pickup. And William Gay is his other cornerback. I'm surprised he's allowing that many passing yards right now. Mike Mitchell's a very good free safety. Kind of weak at strong safety, but I don't know if he's playing a lot of zone defense. Maybe he's doing a lot of zone blitzes.
Well, his corners are, I think, geared more towards zone, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're spectacular corners, but I don't think they're terrible either.
No, I mean, well, Logan Ryan, 83 man, 89 zone. Well, William Gay's pretty bad for his rating. 83 zone, 72 man. So yeah, I can see where. I guess I can see where Chunks yards would come into play there. His defensive line. I remember he picked up Cameron Hayward. That's a pretty big pickup. 96 overall, 90 strength, 94 block shed, 89 pursuit, 93 power move. So that's a very good defensive end. And then he has Ray McDonald on the other side. So let's see what was his rush defense? He's 10th against the rush. That makes sense. He has a very good defensive line and good linebackers. Okay.
Dupree is going to be an awesome linebacker once you get some game prep into him.
Yeah. Especially with the XP up the way we have it, he's going to improve really quickly if he's spending game prep on him.
Man, these guys are fast too. Ryan Shazier, he's got 89 speed. Bud Dupree's got 87. I mean, outside of James Harry, well, all right, I guess just those two.
Still, man, if you have two athletic linebackers, you're starting off pretty good. Let's jump to the Bengals here. Bengals offense. 25 points a game, 15th in the league, 353 passing yards a game. I mean, total yards. I keep getting passing yards and total yards mixed up. Well, he's 13th in total yards, 13th in passing yards, and 16th in rushing yards. So he's in the middle of the pack where the Bengals are always in the middle of the pack of everything. His defense.
Such a talented team, though, man. Such a talented team.
But look, the Bengals right now are just like the Cowboys for the past 8 years. You know, they're super talented, but they just never excel. They look great sometimes, other times they look like trash. It's
You're sitting there with two running backs that could be starters on nearly any team, Giovanni Bernard, Jeremy Hill. I mean, I don't know. I think what you do is you just run the ball down people's throats, and if that doesn't work, I mean, shoot, just throw it up to AJ Green. Let him get the ball.
Or Tyler Eifert. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you could work Tyler Eifert in too, but
he's actually Tyler Eifert has 41 receptions, 483 yards. So he's definitely using Eifert.
I think he's got to get Marvin Jones and Mohamed Sanu worked in a little more too.
Well, he traded Sanu. He actually has wait, I think he has. Doesn't he have Michael Floyd now?
Oh yeah. Why does he only have 3 catches?
That doesn't make any sense. No. Let's see here. Is that what he has? 3 catches? That's pretty bad for Michael Floyd.
2 yards for Cincinnati.
Oh wow. Yeah.
But that's one game. That's against Buffalo. So I mean, maybe we'll see a little better performance once he gets a couple games in with him and he figures.
I hope so, because Michael Floyd's a big contract to only have 3 catches.
Oh my God, he's a monster too, man. He's a great receiver.
Even for one game, man, that's I would hope to see Michael Floyd getting 5 catches a game, 6 catches a game, not 3. So hey, if you can, if I'm the Bengals at this point, I think I'd come out. If it's a very good rush defense, if I'm going to pass the ball, I'm going to try to get the ball to AJ Green at the beginning of the game to where the user starts to kind of focus on AJ Green, and then start getting the ball to Michael Floyd on the other side of the field.
Right. And looking at the other side of the ball for him, I mean, he's giving up 25 points a game, but I mean, he's got a defense. I don't know what's misfiring on this team. I mean, he's got Geno Atkins sitting there with 10 sacks. Carlos Dunlap has 7 sacks. I mean, I just don't know. He's got picks everywhere. Nelson has 4. Let's see.
Leon Hall has 5.
Leon Hall has 5. George Iloka, he has 4. Darquez Denard has 4. I mean, he's got turnovers, he's got sacks, he's got everything you need to win football games, but it's just not coming together for whatever reason.
Yeah, there's a disconnect somewhere. I'm not sure where it's at though. Again, back to what we talked about earlier with the Bills.
I feel like we're really talking about the NFL's Bengals right now.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
an assembly.
You're looking at it like we're doing something right. But when you're looking at these stats and you're like, well, this team looks very good on paper, and then you look at their record and you're like, well, you're only
I
3-3. What's the deal here?
They have played some real good teams. I mean, they opened up against the Raiders, lost 38-10. Let's see, then they destroyed the Chargers, which I think was a CPU team at that time. I could be wrong. Then they played the Ravens, who were leading the division. They
I
they
think I think he missed a field goal or something at the end of that game.
they lost to the Ravens 21-19, and then the Chiefs came in their own in the Bengals' house and just absolutely destroyed them 30-0. That can't happen. It just can't happen. You got to score when you have this many weapons on offense. You have to score points.
He made up for it the next game.
And then he had the Seahawks after that for week 5, and then week 7 he beat the Bills, but just barely. I mean, he beat them by a field goal.
That was that game where there were 15 interceptions total between the two teams. The Seahawks game, it's kind of surprising that he puts up 0 points against the Chiefs and then plays the Seahawks and puts up 47.
Yeah, it's you don't really understand that, huh? Because I
No.
can't.
And let's see, he's got a bye coming up, and then he has the Steelers. So that'll be a good game there in 2 weeks. No, he has a bye right now. He plays the Steelers week 8 when we advance tonight.
I think he's still got a chance in this division. I think that if he could beat the Steelers, he's going to be pretty well off. His schedule going forward, it's not too terrible. He's got the Rams in week 12. Oh, he's got the Cardinals in week 11 too.
He has the Texans in week 10.
I'm so wishy-washy on the Texans right now. I know they destroyed me, but I'm so wishy-washy on them. I'm not sure.
Well, we'll see. I mean, because if the Bengals run defense, what were they ranked in run defense? Do you remember off the top of your head? Probably not.
Bengals are
25th. So
yeah.
that could be a tough game with LaShawn McCoy running the ball.
This is true. Yeah.
But I mean, after that, man, it's not that hard of a schedule, really. He plays. He'll have the Cardinals. That'll be a tough game. But the Rams have a really good defense, but they don't have a quarterback or wide receiver. So I think he should be able to beat the Rams.
I mean, with Eifert, Green, and Floyd now, he should be able to get into some shootouts, even if he can't play defense, and he should be able to put up enough points to win these games. I mean,
You know what I have to ask myself now though is how good is how good is the Bengals offensive line? Because with all those weapons, let's see what's going on here.
but they're definitely not bad. They got, let's see, Andrew Whitworth at left tackle. He's at 89 overall. He's ridiculous and all the way across the board. Left guard, they've got 82 overall. He's not a very good pass blocker, though, so, I mean, I guess you could see trouble there. His center's 82 overall with 83 pass block. Yeah, I guess their line isn't great. They've got 3 weak spots. I mean, they got a 91 overall right guard, and their right tackle's a 74. So, I guess you only really got 2 good linemen, but, I mean, even still.
He still has that's 2 more good linemen than I have.
Exactly, man. I mean, I think he might just be making the wrong reads right now, and maybe he's just taking time to adjust to our sliders and everything.
It could be. I think he's another one that's new to the CFM lifestyle. So
He's thrown 7 touchdowns and 19 interceptions, so I mean, maybe he's just taking time to adjust to it.
yeah.
But I don't think he's got a team that can compete and win some games that he's lost. I mean,
So Bengals owner, if you're listening, try not to throw as many picks. I think that's where we're seeing. I think that's what is reflecting your record at this point because your team is stacked, but you can't turn it over 19 times throwing the ball for sure. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. With that 2-headed monster in the backfield. I don't know how they're going to pay all these guys. I made the comment whenever I posted the trade on our news site, our news chat. But I don't know how you pay these guys after this season. You know, AJ Green probably he says his salary's $10 million a year. Where's Michael Floyd at? Michael Floyd right now is getting $2 million. But that 90 overall is gonna when his contract's up, he's gonna need a lot of money. He's gonna want probably close to what AJ Green is getting.
Right.
Same thing with Tyler Eifert. Eifert's getting a little under $2 million right now, but his contract's could be up pretty soon. He's got 2 years left on it. He's gonna want big money.
I think it's going to come down to he's going to have to cut some of the older guys on his roster.
Yeah, yeah. So
I mean, Andrew Whitworth, yeah, he's a great left tackle, but I mean, he's 33 years old. He's probably getting paid a ton of money.
let me look at Whitworth's salary here. Andrew Whitworth. Yeah, he's getting $9 million a year.
But then again, I don't see it. There's not really a lot of age on this roster. A few spots here and there, but nobody that'd be getting paid, you know.
Well, I think whenever Whitworth either retires or he decides to cut ties with him, that's going to free up almost $10 million in salary there. So that'll help with the Michael Floyd signing.
Well, Liam Hall should be coming off this offseason as well. He's
Yeah.
10 million.
10.5 right there. So that's $20 million right there. You can see in cap. Not to mention the cap goes up every year, so he might be okay. I would just worry that while he's going to be great at the skill positions, at the other positions he won't be as good at offensive line and defensive line. Although he has Atkins at 99 overall. Okay, well, yeah. We'll see what happens, man. He's definitely gonna have to GM the shit out of this team to make it work. All right, I think that's enough on the Bengals.
You want to move to your division here so you can tell me what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
You guys got a tight race going on.
It's gonna be a close one all year. Looks like we have right now, and first is the Texans in that division in the AFC South. Let me pull up. Oh, come on, computer. Is Daddy League's not working now, or is that's my computer? Okay. Texans. They're 19th in points per game.
They're not really anything special until you get to that rush yards, man.
5th. Yeah, I see that. They can't throw the ball, which makes sense because they have Brian Hoyer back there.
But they haven't been, he's only completing 52% of his passes, but I don't think he's been so inefficient that he hasn't been able to just manage the throwing, like I don't think he's losing games because of his throwing. So I mean, that's a good part of it.
Well, whenever your running back's averaging almost 7 yards to carry,
That helps. Yeah, I know.
see,
I think the thing with this team is the fact that he will literally pound the ball down your throat for 2 yards per carry twice, and then he'll run on third down, and he'll break a 30, 40, 50 yarder.
and there's nothing more frustrating than that either. When you think you have him, and you think he's almost given up, but he's not. He's actually going to run the ball and get the first down. That is frustrating.
I'm definitely surprised that J.J. Watt only has 4 sacks. I think that surprised me a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on there, whether he's just not being used right or what's going on. I guess you can't really use him wrong. I mean,
I wonder if he's trying to switch to a 4-3 defense, and he has Green and he has Watt in there. Like that could be a reason why. I don't know if that's it for sure though. He might not be trying to do the 4-3. I know there's a team that's a 3-4 team that's switching to 4-3. I don't think that's him though. Let's see.
I just expected Watt to be sort of a lot like Aaron Donald with just a ton of sacks, especially with the sliders that we were playing with.
Yeah, you would think he'd be up there, at least 10 sacks. And let's see, where's Watt at? I don't even see Watt. He's only got 4 sacks. Okay, yeah, there's something not right there for him. He needs to kind of figure out how to get him, maybe move him around on the line. A big surprise for this team, though, even though LaShawn McCoy's working out, was he traded Jadeveon Clowney, who, running backs you can find pretty easily. You cannot find somebody like Jadeveon Clowney just, hanging out on the side of the road.
How many games did he have? Did he have him for 3 games?
I don't think he had Clowney for 1, maybe 2.
Oh, maybe 2.
Yeah, he traded him pretty quick.
I mean, he's not really making a huge impact for Buffalo, so I mean, he's got a sack here and there, but nothing special.
Well, I think in Buffalo he's playing outside linebacker in a 4-3, so he's not really a pass rusher in Buffalo,
Right.
which kind of makes sense because I think he has like 85 or 90 zone coverage, so he's a really good cover guy and can make some serious tackles for you. Just I don't know if I would have traded Clowney for LaShawn McCoy. Clowney's really young. McCoy not so much. You know, stud linebackers are hard to find. Running backs not so much. And if you think about it, he paid more for LaShawn McCoy than the Vikings paid for Latavius Murray, who's like a much younger version of LaShawn McCoy. And I mean, at the time he didn't know, but he probably could have gotten Jamal Charles cheaper than he got LaShawn McCoy.
That's very true. But I mean, I don't think he's really going to regret that. I mean, LaShawn McCoy's been great for him to this point.
I don't think he'll regret it this season or next, but I think he will in year 3 and 4. I think you're going to see where, you know, Clowney's going to be like 99 overall, and you have a 30-year-old running back. You know, I think that's where you're going to see. Maybe it was the wrong decision for him. See what his defense looks like. Defense is it's all 12th. 12th in points, 12th in yards, 14th in passing yards, and 12th against the run. So he's above average on defense for sure, which makes sense because they have a very good defense. In fact, his defense on paper is really good, so it's at least it's translating to the field, unlike the Bengals we just saw.
Right.
You got Mike DeVito, 82 overall, J.J. Watt, 99, Vince Wilfork, 88. And then linebackers, Whitney Marcellus, whatever it is, 90 overall, Brian Cushing, 84, Robert Mathis, 89, Dwight Freeney. They have Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis, 2 old Colts guys. Cornerbacks, he's got Jonathan Joseph, Kareem Jackson, Kevin Johnson. Jonathan Joseph is the only good defensive back that he has, like really good defensive back. 96 man, 92 zone. Other than that, he's weak on the other side. That's good. I'm just looking at this now, so when I play him, I know.
I think that's why he needs that pass rush to really start working for him because he does only have one real good defensive back, and I know a lot of teams in the AFC, most of them are using, you know, both their top wide receivers and getting good clicks off of them.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the number 2 team, which is my team, the Tennessee Titans. Okay, this is going to be depressing. We're 23rd in points per game, 27th in total yards, 26th in passing yards, 26th in rushing yards. Not playing good offense there. Let's look at defense. Defense is playing better than I would have thought. 22nd in points, 13th in yards, 7th in passing yards, and 26th in rushing yards. So, which is kind of weird because I feel like my pass defense is the weak point, but they're actually my strong point. But if I'm being honest about it, that's a very what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's not a good representation of how my team's actually playing. I think I'm giving up so many rushing yards that the team's not having to pass the ball, so it's making the passing yards go down. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's what's going on there.
Yeah.
When you look at my offense, we're not putting up a lot of yards on the ground or through the air. I didn't play the Bills game. I lost to the Bills, but I didn't get to play them. I went to bed that night and told them just to play my CPU. So I have one game that's kind of it's really hurting my stats for that game because my team got absolutely destroyed.
I really thought I'd see more from Dorial Green Beckham too. I mean,
you know, he's just not getting open right now, man.
he's a pig of a receiver, man. He's awesome. He looks awesome.
He should be, and he will be for me. It's just I got to figure out how to use him a little bit better than I am. I felt like Kendall Wright would be my speed guy, and Dorial Green Beckham would be just my possession guy. But they're almost the same when it comes to their attributes.
Right.
They're not far off. DGB is 989 speed, 89 acceleration. His catch is 86. Let's see, catch in traffic 87, spectacular catch 90. So, well, another thing I guess is that's hurting him is my quarterback's accuracy. Mariota's kind of rough right now. So putting the ball in a good spot isn't working out too well. Let's see Mariota's attributes here.
He needs some work. He's
It's going slow, man, with Mariota. A lot slower. I'm not doing any game prep on him, which I think it's actually hurting me the first half.
You're just using the experience you get from games then.
Yeah, it's just game experience points. I'm using all my game prep on linebackers, trying to get my linebackers to build up. I think the second half of the season I'm gonna use it on Mariota, try to build him up a little bit more. Is let's see, short accuracy is 88, medium is 81, and deep is 61. So you could use a little work on medium accuracy for sure. I'm not too worried about deep. I don't like to throw it deep often. It's just too risky to get picked off. And even running the ball with Mariota, I'm not getting very good chances to run with him. That has a lot to do with our pass blocking sliders, though. It seems like majority of the time I'm under pressure immediately. But I need to get his awareness up too. That 74 is pretty bad. Let's look at the rest of the team here. Go back. Titans, where we're at.
I can't get anything to load right now for me.
Yeah, it's going pretty slow.
I can't get Daddy Lease to load. I can't get Group Me to load. No clue what's going on here.
So on my offensive line, I have Taylor Lewan, however you want to say it. He's by far my best offensive lineman. He's getting the job done. Let's see, he's got 87 pass block, 84 run block. It's not great, but it's the best I have right now. The rest of the line is just atrocious. You know, it shows in my rushing totals and even my sack and interception totals. I just have no blocking whatsoever.
Right. I feel your pain on that one. It's definitely hard to do anything without good blocking in this league.
I have two good wide receivers with Beckham and Wright, and Roddy White's not doing too bad for me. And
That one hurts.
Delaney Walker, he's 96 overall, but he's not like a game-breaking tight end. I'm not really sure why he's rated so high because he's not that great on the field. At least I don't use him enough, I guess, to be great.
I mean, when you look at Delaney Walker too, his ratings aren't really anything that impressive. I mean, he's got 89 catching, but I mean 76 catching traffic, 78 release, 77 spectacular, and 82 route running. I mean, I'm not sure where his 96 overall rating comes from.
I don't know, man. It's high for no reason.
I mean, he does have 90 awareness.
I guess that plays a big part. 89 catches, nothing spectacular. I don't know, man. I guess the 83 run block with his catching, maybe that adds up to a very good tight end.
It could.
So, okay, on defense, this is why I'm surprised by my defensive rankings. My defensive line, I have Jarrell Casey at 96 overall. I have Brian Arakpo. He's a linebacker, but I have him at defensive end, and he's like 96 overall. He's pretty strong too for a linebacker, so that's why he's on the line. I have your guy Rashid Hageman. He's 78, but he plays better than that. Al Woods, he's kind of crappy. So I guess I'm pretty weak in the middle of the defense. My linebackers are really good. Derek Morgan, Wesley Woodyard, Avery Williamson, Zach Brown, all those guys, you know, they're very athletic. They're very good linebackers. And then my pass defense is just, I don't even want to look at it. It's so bad. Let's see, my highest man coverage is 81. It's so bad on defense. So that's the Titans. They're bad, but
Brutal schedule coming too, man.
yeah, it's not gonna get any easier for sure.
But
But we'll figure it out. I'll get it together. I've had worse teams and came out on top. A few seasons in.
if the division keeps going the way it has been, I mean, you might be able to. One of you guys might be able to navigate your way to 500 and just take the division.
Man, that's really what it's looking like. It's going to be a 9-7 record could win this division. Let's see the Jaguars. Let's see what they're looking. Now we know about the Jaguars interception troubles.
Just gotta stop throwing those interceptions. I think. I mean, I don't know what else to talk about with them. I know their defense is middle of the road. I mean, it's not terrible. They got a couple real good players on there too. Let's see.
I thought they were a good team all around. I guess we're gonna have to look and check on that. But I thought they were good.
They're I like Talvin Smith on the defense. He's a fast outside linebacker. He can cover. He can get in there for the run. He can do pretty much everything. They got Chandler Jones now. I still like that trade. I think that's going to be huge. Let's see.
See, for me, I'm more skeptical on it. I hope he works out because it's such a big name, a big contract that you're going to pay. So I really hope he pans out.
They didn't really give up that much for a 93 overall defensive end, though. I mean, I don't think he lose that one. He still got. I mean, he got rid of Justin Blackman, but he still got two awesome receivers.
Yeah, he didn't need Blackman for sure.
Yeah, I mean, so what it works out to is let's say let's cancel that Justin Blackman out, and so it comes down to what, a second round pick. Other than that, and I mean, you're not going to get a guy like that in the second round, I don't think.
No, I guess it ends up being a good trade for him. Let's see his defense, his backside of the defense here. He's got Paul Pelesny, who's he's 30 years old and kind of getting up there. You have to change that out. Telvin Smith that you just mentioned is pretty good. Dan Scudda, he's 29. You need to fill that position. And then his cornerbacks are pretty bad. He's like in my position. Highest man coverage is 81. His highest zone is 80. So I know when I play him, I'll be throwing the ball over the field, I'm sure. See what his defense is ranked. His offense is ranked damn near last in everything, it looks like. He's got 27th in points, 30th in yards, 27th in passing yards, and 32nd. 27th in passing yards, 32nd in rushing yards. So all this
Time out.
isn't too well.
Who the hell is Chris talking about?
About what?
He said, "Have you not seen his stats?" Who the hell is he talking about? On Groupie.
Is he talking about Chandler Jones, maybe?
Is he talking about Jones or is he talking about Justin Blackman?
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows with Chris? Let's see here. Jay Black. Okay, yeah, Blackman. No, he's doing good with the Patriots, but I thought he was. He will be. I don't know if he is yet, but he will be. Let's see. But either way, I mean, the Jaguars have Allen Robinson and the other Allen Hearn, so he didn't really need Blackman. Jags defense is 14th in points allowed, 19th in yards, 19th against the pass, 18th against the rush. So the Jags have a lot of holes to fill, which we haven't really mentioned it yet, but you're going to be doing a mock draft, a way too early mock draft this weekend. So
way too early, man.
Yeah, so I guess we're going to see what you and Infamous Fridge come up with.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have fun with that. So we were talking about doing it on Friday, so we're gonna see. Right now, it's really is all about how much time I get to fill out my end. I think he's pretty much done. He's got like 2 more first round picks to go, but we'll see where we're at later in the week.
Ooh, the Colts team here.
Oh man, I just did that same thing, man. That yawning shit.
Well, I think we're going to end it in the AFC. I don't think we're going to get through the NFC tonight. I think we're ready over an hour in. It's getting close to 11 o'clock your time.
Yeah, it's getting pretty late here. That's what I was going to say. Maybe we break down the NFC in a second podcast.
Yeah, I think that's to be the smart thing to do. See, Colts offense. He's 28th in points. He's only getting 15 points a game. That's pretty bad for a team that has Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton.
Well, he wasn't there for a lot of the season. So
who's that?
The Colts owner, he was only here since week 4, I think.
Week 2, I think.
Was it week 2? It was like week 4.
I believe so. I know I played him. I played him early, so I played him in week 3. I don't know if that was his first game or not. So he's been here at least since week 3, and he got beat up by the Jags 21-7, and then the Texans 40-24, Patriots 35-3. So I'll give him this though. He's played the Texans and Patriots. That's 2 tough defenses to play against. So.
I remember he kept that Patriots game close, pretty far into the third quarter. I think it was 3-0 or something like that before it really got out of hand.
So Chris scored that much in the second half, you think?
I'm pretty sure he did, because I remember going into half, we thought the Colts were going to go up 10-3, and then it ended up being or something like that, 7-3, something like that, and it ended up being the Patriots going up.
Maybe so. I can't get a box score, so.
That's what it was. We thought the Patriots were going to go up, or the Colts were going to go up 10-3, and then the Colts threw an interception before half.
Okay. That sounds familiar now.
I remember because I watched that. I actually watched that game live. I was so rooting against Chris.
Of course. So his offense is kind of lacking. Defense. He's 6th against the pass, but he's 30th against the run. So I think he's in the same position that I'm in, where you're just allowing so many rushing yards that teams don't have to throw the ball on you. It's kind of inflating those stats. Let's see here. Andrew Luck stats. Andrew Luck has 5 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. See, it's another team that it's just way more interceptions than touchdowns. I know our sliders were tough. The hell? We just lost Chris for some reason. I don't know if his wife killed him for being on here too long or what, but I'm going to go ahead and finish up the Colts then. Andrew Luck, 5 TDs, 10 interceptions. Not great. That should turn around with our slider change. Let me go back. Colts. Let's see his running game. Frank Gore, 123 attempts. So he's running the hell out of the ball with Frank Gore. Oh, there you go. You back, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just disconnected me.
I thought your wife killed you for being on too long.
No, she's probably sound asleep by now.
Okay.
She won't get till the morning.
Oh. Well, I'm going over the running back at this point. I talked about Andrew Luck while you were gone. Those stats need to change. Maybe the sliders will change it. Frank Gore has 123 attempts he's averaging 4.5 yards a carry. So he's running the ball a lot, but it's not overly effective. So, maybe offensive line needs some work there. I don't know. Maybe needs another running back besides Frank Gore and Ahmad Bradshaw. Both those guys are ancient. Receiving, T.Y. Hilton, he's having I'd say it's below average for a T.Y. Hilton Madden season. 29 catches, 442 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's kind of on pace for maybe 1,000 yards this season. That's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. I would kind of expect to see T.Y. Hilton on that 1,400, 1,500 yard pace.
Let's see, what else do we got for these guys? What's their defense look like?
Looking at the Colts defense.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, they have good pieces here and there. I see he has a middle linebacker, Jarrell Freeman, 84 overall. Kind of slow, but high awareness guy, so he should be in the middle of the field making plays, you would think.
Their They're sixth ranked against the pass, but then you look at the rush and they're 30th ranked, and it's just absolutely killing them in total yardage. I mean, I don't. You're not going to win games giving up a ton of yards on the ground.
Let's see. Kendall Langford's pretty good. That's the only guy he has on the line is Kendall Langford. The rest of them are very much suspect. He has a guy that's 55 overall on his line. I didn't know they made guys like that. What is he, a kicker? 66 speed, 77 strength. Why is this guy even in the game? Jesus Christ.
He's not very good, man.
No. See, cornerbacks, though, he has Vontae Davis, who's still fairly young at 27, kind of getting close to that maxed out range for the cornerback. But yeah, he's still 90 overall, 87 man coverage, 84 zone. Pretty good cornerback. I think if I'm the Colts, I'd want to draft a cornerback and put Vontae on the other side of the field and let my rookie kind of take over at some point. Because I don't see any other cornerbacks in that team that are worth keeping, to be honest. Even safeties, they look to be pretty weak, it looks like. Dwight Lowry's 83, but his zone's 80. He's 83 speed, not incredibly fast. Awareness 81, and he's 29 years old, so he won't really get any better than he is right now. In fact, he'll just get worse from here on out. So yeah, that's the Colts. That's the AFC breakdown there, and I believe we're going to shut it down right there. It's getting pretty late for both of us. We'll try to make some plans to do the NFC sometime this week, maybe in the weekend. Get it knocked out. Depends on what your schedule looks like, Chris.
Pretty packed the next couple of days, so we'll have to see when we can get it in here. Definitely before the end of the week, probably.
That works for me. If we do the mock draft podcast Friday, we wouldn't be able to do the NFC and that in one podcast, so we'd have to kind of break it up into two. So maybe Thursday we do that one, or Saturday we do the NFC, go over it, and we'll actually have some Week 8 games to go over with the adjusted slider set that we're putting in place before we advance. So, do you have anything else to talk about before we call it a night?
No, I think we're all pretty good here. It's definitely time to pack it in for the night.
I agree. So, with that, I want to thank you guys again for listening to us ramble on about the teams. I want to thank Nazonator, Matt, and Tom for calling in. It was a good little surprise, good little fun phone call there. So,
We gotta get those guys to call back in again.
hell yeah, man. I enjoyed
I
that.
think we can have them back when we break down the NFC. I mean, let's keep them the whole time. Let's see what kind of fun we can have.
Sounds good to me. We can get them, all three of them. If we get at least two of them, the two NFC guys, Matt and Nays back in here for sure. And why not have Tom on there too? And if anybody else wants to call in next time, just call in. You just click the link and you're in there with us, and we'll get it in. So with that, I want to wish you all a good night and a great rest of the week.